Welcome everyone to Center of Light. Good to see you. Yanava here. Tonight's presentation is a blast from the ancient past. Boy, do I have a presentation for you that's out of this world. Pun intended. Hello everyone. First order of business. Let's see who's here. Let me open up my Facebook menu of Shivites or Yanavites. Yanavites. I love it. Shasha, Carmen, Pri, Kelly, Adana, David, Natalie, Carolyn, Rick Vito. Expecting a few others to show up. Newbies, so to speak. Dana Trotta's in the house. Heather, Kelly. I saw somebody new. Pavel Benze? Pavel Benze? Somebody sent me a message, excuse me. Let me mute that for now. So welcome to Center of Light. Tonight we're going to be talking about a blast from the ancient past. Hello, Angela Turner. Hello, Jennifer Owen, Lee Gotro, Michael Owen, Deb Rivera, Karen Shanks, Abigail, Dana, Cherie Henderson, General Lee Edgecombe, Natalie Lavoie, John Berthelot, Kellen Ronando. Everyone, welcome. Sana, Nathan. So tonight, a blast from the ancient past. And what does that all entail, Keith? Thank you for sharing, Dana. Well, once in a while, as long as I've been doing spirituality, something of a monumental proportion happens. Miracles happen to me, to all of us, speaking for myself, all the time. Sometimes one happens that's like, whoa. There's an alignment that is so powerful, it reverberates you all the way to your core because it's your core, it's your soul. It's like a tuning fork. Its tines begins to vibrate and you feel it because of the alignment. I had such an alignment night before last. After my presentation I did on Shiva Gufa, which is myself and others are going into a sabbatical cave. Why? We want to touch our maker. We're ready. I'm going to lead the way. You interested in that program? It's called Playing with Shiva in the Garden. Send me a message in this forum. Keith, I'm interested. Can I come? Yes, you can. It's on Facebook. It's in a private room. Bring your best game. Be ready to let go. So when I was doing this presentation on Shiva Gufa Part 3, I got done, kind of bored, so I got on Gaia TV. To find something to watch so I can wind down. So I found something after looking for a while. I saw an interview with Dr. Hertok, Dr. J.J. Hertok and his wife. I thought it would be cool to hear what he had to say and what he's been up to because I learned of his work many years ago, dabbled with it for about 6 months, left it alone. This was 1995, never thought about it ever again. I had a magic moment in 1995, exactly. Not only like night before last, sitting on my sofa watching this show, but it was the same exact miracle, alignment, soul reverberation, the exact one that happened in 1995. So that was a double alignment. Not only was it a synchronicity, it was a synchronicity of something that was monumental back then, and it became equally monumental night before last as to why I'm doing this presentation tonight titled A Blast from the Ancient Past. I'm going to introduce you to this being of light, this brother of light, B'nai Or. He's of the B'nai Or, the highest order of the Christ, the office of the Christ. So the same alignment happened again. And I fell inward. When these things happen, you fall. Not because, oh, this is so cool, I'm going to let go. You ain't got no choice in the matter. Okay? So after about 15 minutes of watching this show, I began to go over in my head that maybe I should try to find that video, that alignment that happened in 1995. From all those years ago, to find that video, to see if it had anything for me, or just to revisit the magic that happened way back then in 1955, right? As soon as I thought about, should I go look at that videotape to find that thing that happened, as soon as I got finished with the thought, on the TV show, that thing happened again as soon as I got done with the thought. I was flabbergasted. Tonight's presentation, A Blast from the Ancient Past. It'll all make sense to you. Ancient past, as I've been saying for a long time now, what's happening on Earth is not about the Earth. What's happening on Earth is cosmic. It's going to get, to use a word, it's an honest word, but don't let it soil nor sully the importance of this presentation. It's going to get weird. I'm not telling you this for effect, but I do hope it does affect you in a way that moves you as well into an alignment for yourself, whatever that may be. You will know well, how will I know I'm in it? There's no way you can't not know it. It will speak volumes. There's no way you can undo what has been done. That's how you know. How you will know. Sadhguru, earthly saint, awareness in 16 dimensions, God on earth today, says, I'm telling you, existence does not fit into logic. It is not logically correct, but it's fantastic. And tonight, I'm going to share with you part of my spiritual unfoldment. A blast from the ancient past. Not that I'm that old. So after I had this alignment the other night, I could not contain myself. Why has this surfaced out of nowhere after learning of it many years ago? Tonight I'm going to share with you my spiritual antiquity of Enoch, with Enoch, the one that was removed from the earth in biblical times. He was taken off of the earth to get out of all the misery. He was brought up. I'm going to share the antiquity of Enoch in my time with Enoch and all it entails and all that it means. This goes deep. Join me on board the mothership and find out just how deep. Dear Lord. In South Louisiana, they have a new slang for crazy. It's called, maybe you've heard it before, cray-cray. It's about to get cray-cray, y'all. We'll be right back. Stick around.
Trust that I will guide you in whatever you do. Just remember to breathe and do your very best to live in love, give in love, be in love, and love you shall receive.
What I want to be and see, what I want to see and want, knowing God is by my side. There is nothing I need to know.
I'm going to take this break. Don't go anywhere. Give me 1 minute. I'm going to change the lagging issue with the vocal and the lips moving. If for whatever reasons this presentation ends, meet me on my wall again, facebook.com/Keith Anthony Blanchard, in 5 minutes. But I'm going to try to do this without broadcast interruption. Going to be right back. Let me see if I can figure this out. Dear Lord, be with me. I want this to be of quality. It's a very important, powerful message. Give me a moment. One more moment. Getting there. Thank you for your patience. Weird. The energy cry, y'all. I think I got it. By Jove, I think he's got it. I'm turning colors. All right, I think I got what I need. Too bad it doesn't save. Oh well. Can't have everything. We can. And almost there. Thank you for your patience. Go with that. So thank you, everyone. So now is the voice and the lips balance? Would that be a yes? If it would, give me an exclamation point. That will tell me everything I need to know. Wonderful. All right, now I'm going to take a breather. This kind of technology makes me nuts. I'm going to finish the Lavender Soul song. I'm going to be right back. We're going to be talking about A Blast from the Ancient Past. And all that is transpiring, at least with me, and everyone. This is an everyone thing. We're all in it.
In my heart,
Center of Light, Tuesday night. Technology. Wow. Tonight I'm going to tell you a story that's out of this world. Something phenomenal. Something crazy. I want to introduce you to someone. The man who I studied little in 1995. And something happened night before last, watching a documentary, an interview on Gaia TV with him. I just thought it'd be cool to see what he's up to. A miracle happened in 1995. That same exact miracle, happened again last night. So it was a double alignment. It's going to take me some time. I have lots of slides I'm going to be presenting. So give me like 2 or 5 seconds, 5 or 6 seconds in between each little thing so I can find it, because these little icons for scenes are this small. So it's a little tough. I want to show you who James Hurtak is. Enter James Hurtak, J.J. Hurtak. Who is James Hurtak? J.J. Hurtak, born James Joachim Hurtak in 1940, also sometimes referred to as James Jacob. Why is he referred to as James Jacob? Because he is Jacob reincarnated. I don't dabble in nonsense. I do my research very thoroughly. He is Jacob from the Bible reincarnated. James is an American social scientist, linguist, and boy, is he smart. Social scientist, linguist, futurist, and author. Dr. Hurtak's work encompasses a diverse array of disciplines, including religion and philosophy, space law, environmental sciences, remote sensing, and unconventional theories in the fields of planetary sciences and archaeology. Remember that word, archaeology. Through the Academy for Future Science, Dr. Hurtak works internationally to encourage people to embrace new and emerging technologies. That was Dr. James Hurtak. Many years ago, archaeologist. He was not a divine man. He was a man who studied divinity. He studied hello, Carl Laprousse. Hello, everyone that's just arrived. He studied languages, cultures, sacred mantras, sacred names of God for many, many years as an archaeologist. But he was also a musician. So he knew about frequencies and vibration. Obviously, looking at his picture, he's Jewish by his culture. But he's not bound to it. It's a catalyst for him. So being a musician and understanding frequency and vibration, and his learning of sacred names of God from all over the world, he began to put phrases, sacred names of God together. I'm paraphrasing all this information. It's been so long ago. Using toning, he put ancient sounds and names of God together that he gathered from all around the world. One day, listen to this. Listen to this. This is real. One day in meditation, while chanting these sounds, Dr. Hurtak opened up a morphogenic field to the Godhead. Hello? Biblical Enoch appeared as a being of light and asked Dr. Hurtak, "Are you ready?" Dr. Hurtak responded, "I am." Then he was taken off of the planet physically for 2.5 days, where he was encoded with fire letters, Hebrew yod marks that contain vast amounts of information beyond the English language could ever convey. Soon after, Dr. Hertog began to write the book of knowledge, The Keys of Enoch. The book you see on this screen. I'm going to show that image a little closer, a little tighter later, with a lot greater bang. Some years ago, many years ago, I'm going to sleep. Thought nothing of it. Just going to sleep. Keep in mind, all of my life, I wouldn't say more so, from a kid's point of view, I have been playing with extraterrestrials and ultra-terrestrials. Extraterrestrials, beings who have bodies, but if they're highly evolved enough, they can choose not to have one. Ultra-terrestrials, or angels, are super angelic, like the Mahavatars and avatars, Jesus, Krishna, Buddha, Swamiji, Satya Sai Baba, Mother Mira, and so forth and so on. But one night, I find myself aboard a craft. I was in what we would call the living room of the craft. And as I get my wits about me and come to a state of full-blown awareness, I sense a presence next to me. I didn't look, but I could see them as I could see my hand peripherally. A loving presence, a guiding presence. It was a guide, a spiritual guide. And puts its hand on my shoulder and says, Keith, because you've been a very good participant all these years, your graduation is happening. Congratulations. You get to meet the people in charge. This is an honor, Keith. Out of a door on the right walked this 5'6.5", 7" alien being. Everything about this being was earth tones. Sandy looking skin, beige this, all these earth tones. Though it was male, it did embody both genders. Let me rephrase that. It was balanced in both its male and feminine aspects. And like the guide said, you get to meet the people in charge. And the first being that walks out the room, the one I just described to you, I was like, wow. I could feel the power, the intelligence oozing off of this energy, this being, this ultra extraterrestrial. If you've ever seen the movie, let me give you a description of what they look like. If you've ever seen the movie Predator, don't use the horror image. That's not where I'm going with this. Just that dreadlock hair kind of thing. But it was brown because they were all earth tones. It had the same type of look to it, but it wasn't so scary. It didn't have the crab mouth. It just looked like an extraterrestrial. It was quite beautiful, actually. There was no fear, no time for fear. And so I met the first being. And then my guide next to me says, Keith, now meet the top dog. Keith, meet Enoch. And out of a door on the left stepped this alien, ultra-terrestrial being. And they looked identical. Side by side, you can tell them apart. The only way I could tell them as being different is because when the first one slammed me with, oh my God, feel the power off of this being. When Enoch came out that door, it was 10 times fold. This happened to me many, many years ago. I will never forget it. So Dr. James Hurtak was taken to the Godhead by Enoch, wrapped him in a garment of light so his body would not just explode, and he was there for 2.5 days. This is where I'm going to share with you what happened to me 15 years ago, as well as night before last. And how this all relates to me and my lineage as a brother of light back to whatever Enoch is in the cosmic scheme of things, as to why I am part of that lineage. Why Yah, John, Yah, Yanava, John. Yah is John. With my work, initiating people back into the light. That happened to me again night before last. It's all tied. All of it. Enoch, Noah, house of David, all the way down to the perfection of Jesus. Yah, John, baptism of Jesus, baptism of people, initiates into the light. In 1995, I met a beautiful 70-plus-year-old woman by the name of Margaret Willamont. When I was first writing The Divine Principle, when I felt it was on its way, still raw as all can be, I wanted to see what it felt like to be a published author, so I printed 100 books. And I began to put a monthly in the local libraries all around Memphis. And I get a phone call one day. Some old lady by the name of Margaret Wilmot says, "Hello, young man. You need to come see me. I found your flyer in the library. We need to talk. I got something for you." I said, "Sure." "Where do you live?" She says, "Blah, blah, 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 on Guernsey Avenue." She lived right across the street from me. So I began to visit her once a week. Ish. One day she calls me and says, "Keith, you need to come over." Her brother ascended. Left. Just left. She wasn't really, I'm going to use this in all love and respect, to be what people would say wasn't all there. That was her magic and her power and her beauty, because it didn't make sense. It doesn't need to make sense. That's how powerful it is. It doesn't make sense to the human logic, to the human psyche. If we knew it all, it wouldn't make sense. So she calls me over and hands me a VHS videotape. This is how long ago it was. And it was of Dr. James Hurtak. She says, "Keith, watch this video. What I called you over here for is on that video." All right. So put the video on the player, start watching it. About an hour and 15 minutes goes by. I call and say, "Margaret, what's going on?" I said, I don't see it. I don't understand. She goes, "Keep watching, Keith." As soon as we hung up the phone, Dr. Hurtak, who is doing a presentation in an auditorium with about 500 people, points to a screen. This is not about me. This is about the alignment and the work that I am charged with doing. He points to the screen, a PowerPoint presentation, and says, "This is an image of one of the brothers of light charged by the office of the Christ on the earth today to bring about change." When I saw that tuning fork inside of me began to vibrate at a level I had no understanding of. The brothers of light, also called the brothers and sisters of light, the brothers and sisters of paradise, the B'nai Or, the office of the Christ. I want to show you an image now one moment. So you've seen this image of this extra/ultra terrestrial being. His name is Akon. Akon. He's from Alpha Centauri. When I saw that image on that screen, I didn't know what to do with that. I shared it with my then wife. She became silent immediately. I am telling you this because this is a lineage that is being passed down not only through me. The fact that you are here, that the whole bang, the bells and whistles, the kit and caboodle of it all that in humanity has been waiting for is happening to you, to me, to we, right now. Crazy, isn't it? I have come to know within myself and through my study that more has happened on earth that involves beyond the earth than the earth containing everything itself. Well, it has to be. We came here as spiritual beings. We didn't come from the earth. We came here to the earth. This is happening on every possible frequency, bandwidth, vibration, and level. I have a lot. I got to get moving. I honestly don't remember much of being that person. In fact, I don't claim whatsoever that I was nor am that person. That's not what I'm claiming. What I am saying is, for whatever reasons, all vibration takes form. The reason you look like the way you do is because vibration takes form. The reason you look like your mother and your father and your mother and father mixed together is because vibration has taken form. That holds true on every level. It just so happens in my spirituality and why I am here to do the work I am doing aligns me with that exact energy that just so happens to look like that being I just showed you. That's it. It's the best way I can describe it to you. If you saw that being, Akon, and a picture of my mother side by side, it would flabbergast you. So that picture that I showed you, I'll show you one last time. Notice the color of my hair back then. This is when that happened. Night before last, when I was watching that late night show to wind down, as I'm watching Dr. Hertog and his wife Desiree just talk, and I had the thought, maybe I need to pull out that video again to watch it to see if something happens. It just might be cool just to remember. As soon as I got done with the thought, his wife says, "We have met this lady many years ago by the name of Elizabeth Clara." Elizabeth Clara in the 50s. But when she said she wrote a book called Beyond the Barriers of Light, I think. Something like that. I'll show you that shortly. And as soon as I got done with the thought that maybe I should revisit this video, there sat that image that I've seen many years ago that blew me away. Let me introduce you to Elizabeth Clara. Let me find my screen, please. Yeah, right. This is Elizabeth Clara. She made contact with Akon from Alpha Centauri in 1954, Beyond the Barrier, the autobiography. It's going to get crazy. Here we go. Elizabeth Clara. You know what? There's a lot of reading. I'm just going to give it to you straight out from my knowledge of what it is. Elizabeth Clara met at a grocery store in a spaceship. I have no idea. Met Akon. They became involved. They had a child by the name of Ailing, a son. She was brought to Alpha Centauri, 4.7 light years away from here. It's a near star, something like that. And they produced an offspring. And she came back here to finish her work. I don't remember any of this. Again, as I said, I don't think, in fact, I'm sure of it, this is not me. It's just an alignment of the energy. Right? I would like to show you. I'm trying to find my way because I got so much dialogue here and information. I'm going to show you a couple of images. One is of a photograph that she took of Akon's scout ship. Where is you? There we go. Here's Akon's scout ship that she took an image of. This is the truth. This is real. This is Akon's house, and hers too, when she was alive back when. I don't know if you can read all of it. I don't know if you're looking on a phone or a large computer screen. The design of the house, you see what looks like an egg. The living room is on the bottom. Restrooms, bathrooms, toilets in the middle, somewhat the lower middle. Dining rooms, kitchen, other rooms, and on the top tier would be the balcony where his spaceship can land. How do you like that? So this lady, Elizabeth Clara, had a child with Akon, brought him back to Alpha Centauri. I'm going to take a short pause, and I want to get back to some similarities. It's ridiculous. Wow. And like I said earlier in the presentation, we all have synchronicities, we all have little miracles. And sometimes, when they happen in such a profound Big Bang kind of way, it will change your life. Night before last was an awakening for me that takes me to a place of I don't know. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't see that coming. Why is this being brought up again? Doesn't make me special. It makes me hungry. It makes me hungry as fuck. I want more. Join me in the Shiva Cave. It'll be happening, I think, tomorrow. Had a lot of things I'm catching up on. The publishing that I'm working on, worldwide distribution, looks really good. Been working on that. So stick around. I will be seeing you shortly. It's going to get cray-cray. Welcome to Center of Light.
I will be with you always, until the end of time. You will never be alone. I am.
I feel you there beside me. All of my lives, all through my days, I've seen places far away. Wondering just where, time and again, I have come to know you. Wondering just where, time and again, you are there beside me. When I create, when I feel love, whenever I feel you with me, I celebrate times of my life. There is only you and me. Help me know that.
It is my will that you know me. I will not hide my love from you. You create your reality, and every moment by your own perceptions, your judgments, actions. Peace is a state of mind. Bliss is a state of heart. Heaven is a state of being.
Deep in my heart, I know you're there. I can always feel you guiding my life to see the light that will lead me to the truth. When I create, when I feel love, whenever I feel you with me, I
Welcome back to Center of Light. Yanava here. What's up, all my Yanavites? Yanavites. That's a little cray-cray, isn't it? Tonight's presentation is a blast from the ancient past. Ancient past. I said I was going to talk about the ancient part of it. The ancient part of it refers to Enoch, the one that was taken off of the earth. Taken. He went up, it says. If I'm not mistaken, Enoch's son, listen to this. This is ridiculously crazy in a beautiful way. Enoch's son, I think, was Methuselah, the one that lived to be the longest recorded living human being ever. I think that's correct. The point is, all this magic, divine power, these miracles are tied together. And they're happening now. They're happening now. This is not just social media, someone reading tarot cards. I know what it is that I am into. I know why it's happening to me and through we. We are going to do something that's going to be so monumental in this world, for this planet, for our race. Not only the race of humans, that which we are racing to truly be a human. Hugh, man. Hugh is God. Hugh is God. Man is of the earth. To be God, man, heaven on earth. That's what heaven on earth is becoming the divine in the human meat suit, so you can live out the prophecy. It's happening. It's happening right now in this video form. It's happening to you, with you, and through me, and through you. And together we are playing in the garden with Shiva. Whether you are a believer or not, I suggest you shit or get off the pot. Because in truth, that's the only choice you got. So now we're going to get into the likenesses of my work when I showed you the alignment of the energy of my physical body, at least my face, with Akon. That's what I looked like back when this happened. Right? That's the alignment I had in 1995 as well as night before last. Now I want to get into the likenesses, the parallels with some of the similarities of my work with Dr. James Hertog, who was taken off of the earth for 2.5 days and brought before the Godhead and was cloaked in a garment of light so he would not explode. His body would just porphyry. It would just not exist. After 2.5 days, Enoch brought him back. The same Enoch aboard the craft experience I had many years ago. For being a good participant all those years. Here's your reward. I now want to show you the likenesses. Give me a moment to find my screen. Welcome, everyone. Hi, Linda. Hi, Jerry. I don't know if Jerry's still here. Let's see. Where is it? Here is the book cover to The Keys of Enoch. The book that came through Dr. Hertog when he was taken off of the planet before the Godhead. He was encoded with Hebrew fire letters, yod marks, which contain a vast amounts of information way beyond what the human language could ever. When he got back, he began to write The Keys of Enoch, the book of knowledge. Notice the angelic icon the hierarchy. There's the high one, and there are other lower, to use a word, other celestials as workers, light workers, drawing their swords, their lightsabers up to the high one. Now, for those who are familiar with my work, above that you see 4 letters. I did not plan this out. This is happening right now. What do you see as you see those 4 letters? What comes to heart? Does it look familiar? Does those 4 letters look familiar to you? I just now sent it in Facebook, in the forum. Does that look familiar to you? Look again. Yahweh, what you just saw, YHWH, Yahweh, Yah, way, looks like Yanava. Did you know that when Hindi people try to pronounce a V, it's very tough for them? So they say W. So for a Hindi person, Yanava would be Yanawa, Yanava, wa, an almost V. So there are beings all across the earth right now, and you're likely one of them, who are a spiritual descendant of Enoch, the one that was taken off of the earth into heaven, into the heavens, to the skies. I am definitely one of those. This alignment that happened to me night before last has me moved. I hope it moves you to take at least what I offer. Or if you have something for me, listen. I will jump aboard your spaceship, your mothership, your spiritual divine leadership. If you have something for me, share it. I have no problem following. I don't. I'm always a follower. I hope I've painted a wonderful picture for you tonight. Wonderful picture for you tonight. About the possibility and the truth of what the human species really is. Where it's come from. Why it's here. And where it's headed. The question simply becomes, do you know where you are headed? I'm headed inward, that's for sure. Shiva Gufa, I'm going to probably start tomorrow night. Keith, I'm interested in this program. It will cost you $1,000, but it will change your life. Is $1,000 worth you having a life change? Not that you're broken, not that your life is bad. So much so that in hindsight you go, oh my God, I would have paid $10,000. Is it worth it to you? It is to me. Keith, you trying to get rich. Goddamn right I am. But actually it costs you nothing. Except your time. And your honesty. To make that connection. To something you've always wanted, but never thought possible. Do you want that? It's happening. tonight's presentation, a blast from the ancient past. I did say I was going to talk about the ancient part of it. What is that? For many, many years, eons, the B'nai Or, the Brotherhood of Light, the office of the Christ, has always come. Always come. Through extraterrestrials, through ultra-terrestrials, through birth after birth after birth after birth. Person after person. Stars were birthed for you to sit in this moment of your life to contemplate what you're receiving through this platform. Chew on that. Are you saying that's exactly what I'm saying? I'm saying for you to be tapped on your shoulder, knocked on your head, caressed on your heart to say, do you remember this agreement you made? That it takes this vessel to sit before you to say, you're being held accountable to your contract. What are you going to do with that? You're not in trouble if you don't fulfill your contract. It can cause trouble for you because you're going against the grain of your spirit or the contract. Creates tidal waves, creates karma, creates trouble. You're not in trouble. Your choices or lack thereof is what creates the trouble. So throughout time, many incarnations of divine energy, they have created stars, created not only galaxies. Understand that this is not just a waving of a celestial being's hand to say, we want a new universe and kabang, it happens. But actually, we want a new universe and kabang, it does happen. But it's not spontaneous. That would negate the whole purpose of creation and existence. Don't believe it. You've been bullshitted. God didn't create the world in 6 days like, oh, I just did all this work today and I'm tired. I'm going to go take a nap. Good 8-hour night sleep. God could use a good 8-hour night sleep and he wakes up the next day and creates a new expression of earth. Really? It's metaphorical. It paints a beautiful picture. Do you see the picture in its honest appearance? So when these celestial events happen, it's because of the divine will, and it takes billions of years. Why? Because time doesn't exist, and if God is the eternal now, it happens in the moment he wills, she, it, whatever it is, wills it forth. But we're here playing the earth game on the physical 3D plane. So time goes down the line. Don't kid yourself for a moment. The universe does not make logical sense. There is no logical sense to try to figure it out. As Sadhguru says, but it's fantastic. Why does it not make sense? Because it's not supposed to make sense. Make sense means it puts it in my conscious frame of reference so my feeble mind can understand it. You will never expand into all of who you are until you shatter all of your illusions. All of them. So they have birthed stars. They have created possibilities. Through extraterrestrial and ultra-terrestrial, angelic, more in nature, have all brought about these events to the pinnacle. Listen to this. The pinnacle of creation. Well, you got my attention, Yanava. What is the pinnacle of all creation? Human birth. every energy, entity, soul, expression of creator can aspire to human birth. But it is only through human birth that the absolute of all things that lives in all of us can ever be truly realized and integrated. If that does not paint the picture of your significance and the grand scheme, nothing anyone will ever tell you will convince you otherwise. Otherwise, you will be searching a very long time, blaming everyone and praising the one who will do nothing for you until you start looking at your own special self. The unconditional wishing tree, we call it God. That's not even its name. That's almost an insult. We can't even use our faculty of vocal expression to utter the true name of God. So we have these subfolders, these alter ideas of how close can we actually get to the utterance of Creator. There is only one sound in the universe, and it's Om, but it has 3 different parts. Every other sound that can be spoken in any language in the world comes from one of these 3 parts. And that sound is Om. In the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. What is that word? I'm curious. That word is Om. Om. And the chanting of this divine vibration, which Dr. Hertok did, with a bunch of other names, to open up this morphogenic field to where he was brought to the Godhead in its physical body. The word Om is the primordial sound, and that which sustains everything in the universe and holds it all together is sound. It's vibration. Light is that which defines, gives detail. But the word Om in its 3 aspects, it's almost like you're spelling it instead of O-M, A-U-M. Om. And as you begin to chant this mantra, the first part of it reverberates the top of your head. Om. And as you begin to close the mouth, the heart begins to reverberate. And as you taper off, the lower aspect of your root chakra begins to reverberate. So you go through this entire striking of your soul's tuning fork. All other sounds in the human language come from one of these 3, which come from the One. The One. God is the One. It's infinite. It never started. It will never end. In fact, it's happening right now, forever. I hope you begin. This is a divine experiment. It does not happen on any other planet. Nowhere in any universe. In infinity. This is why this is like Hollywood. If we were in the universe and it was teeming with life, the earth would be Hollywood. Everyone is watching the stars. And everybody wants that lifestyle, don't we? We look to Hollywood, and I'm saying that everybody, but we all at least fantasy over it. Fanciful over it. Fantasize over it. Hollywood, ooh, it'd be great to be a movie star, right? Lavish and right. But we want to be stars in a very real way. It's happening. I'm sorry. I want to apologize to not getting to my people in the room. Gail Resnick, Unsun, Flo, and the beautiful like of all of you. Dana, Robert Harrison. I just got into a vessel mode. I'm going to take one short pause and we're going to come back. I'm going to go into vessel mode. Yanava. Soul going to step forward. This should be quite interesting.
summertime when my world is dry, oh so dry. In the summertime I won't have no water. Oh, the wait, it's a little bit harder to as I contemplate a billion stars, leaving my hands to fate. That's all I've got, all I've got. In the summertime I won't have no water. It's a little bit harder to
काल से जो है आया, शून्य स्थान में वो है समाया। अनंत नभ पे जो है छाया, अनहद नाद जिसने सुनाया। जल वायु धरती अग्नि आकाश अनंत हर राग रंग, डमरुनाद से सृष्टि बनाई, रचा दिव्य और भव्य प्रसंग। शोर डमरू का जोर नस नस में अब रहा गूंज गूंज, इस दिव्य नाद पर ब्रह्म ताल पर तांडव नृत्य करे ओ भोर। अनंत न आदि न अंत, जो पाप पुण्य से परे रहे, जो सोच की हदों तक फैला और सोच से परे भी रहे। सन्यासी तपस्वी बैरागी भोगी वो गृहस्थ संसारी, झूम झूम के नृत्य रचाया, अगले ही पल निश्चल साया। आदि योगी ने राह बताई, योग ज्ञान की भेंट चढ़ाई, योग पंथ की नींव रखी और योग क्रांति की आस जगाई।
Welcome to Center of Light, final segment. Welcome everyone, my dear brother and sister, cosmic siblings. Tonight we're talking about a blast from the ancient past. The man you saw dancing around on the stage is Sadhguru, earthly saint. Awareness in 16 dimensions all at one time. God on earth. Oh, he's really close to it. He's illuminating. He's illuminated me, and he's illuminating millions of people all over this world. Tomorrow night, I'm considering starting my Shiva Gufa. Gufa means cave, Shiva. The emptiness of the universe, the ignorant universe, so to speak. Because in the nothingness is all possibility. Call it the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it. We're going in. If you're interested, it costs you nothing except your time and your dedication to your illumination, to your situation. It's happening now. Let's recap tonight's presentation, which is a blast from the ancient past. The alignment of what I looked like in 1995 on your right, and the star being on the left, Akon, is uncanny. Not only that, the message of the being on your left is he initiates baptism. Initiates into the light. Everyone knows my saying is, one of my sayings is, the work I do initiates baptism of people into the light. So to recap, hi Darlene, what is happening to you, to me, to we, us, is an opportunity that may not happen again for another 26-ish thousand years. So what do I do to be a part of the program? If you ask that question, you've already taken the first step. I have an interest in this. You've already taken the first step. In fact, you've taken the halfway point. Until you make that decision, nothing happens. That's 50% of the journey, is making the decision. The other 50% is doing it. Same way, no Christed spiritual master will ever take away your woes. Never. Your wanting it is 50%. And then you're recognized, and then you have a co-joined effort. Then together, heaven on earth communicates because you made the effort, and happens through you, and you begin to illuminate not only yourself, but everyone around you. Yanava. It has begun. Welcome, Yanavites, aboard the mothership, center of light. You are the center of light, Yanavite. And I invite you to step aboard the mother ship towards the mother lode. Many years ago, the vessel had an experience when he was overlooking the earth from somewhat of a distance. And he saw the last human being being taken off of the earth into a mothership craft. He thought it was metaphorical. And he thought until this moment it was 1,000 years into the future. This is what has been said to you repeatedly, dear ones. Time before you is depleting. There is no 1,000 years into the future. That last human soul he saw taken off of the earth is a vision that is taking place right now. You think the mothership has to do with a hardware ship craft made out of materials mined from not only your earth but other places in the universe. This is somewhat true, but more likely not the all of it. The weight and the relevance really lies in the light of it. The weight in the light of it. Double entendre, and now a third something is born, like which is being offered to you right now with this beautiful possibility. This or that. It's not the this, nor is it the that. I'm confused, Yanava. Then what is it? It's that third something. That one thing you've always left out of the equation. Between all the this and all the that, the struggles and the joys in your life. What would be that third something? It would be you. If God ever wanted to hide himself, the best place it could do that would be in the heart of man. Chew on that. Because it requires you to want it, to be hungry for it. And then your dinner, your manna, will be served to you. Gets a little easier, doesn't it? When it's explained in this very simple, layman, humble way to you. Not that you don't understand, dear one. There is power. In simplicity. Don't ever overlook it. It contains more power than you have ever imagined. For that is the way the universe works. In simplicity. It's not tough. Untoughen yourself. Lighten up. Said differently, but the same. So out of those two extremes arises a third something, yet again. The Trinity. 3. Tesla says, you want to understand the nature of the universe? Understand 3, 6, and 9. And then you will get it. Do you get it is the question. Rhetorical. Don't worry. You don't have to answer. Just yet. So the mothership is not a hardware craft. Center of light, here you are. And the ship itself. Sounds like a metaphor, doesn't it? It is, but it's much greater than that. As you sit in the center of light, Sit within the center of yourself, taking in this information that will change you forever. And no one, not even you, can stop it. What do you do with that? The ship is not a hardware craft. It's the intention. It's the joy. It's the idea of glee, love, light, peace, unity, brotherhood of all people. That's the mothership. That will take you to the mother lode. Yanava. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. Yanava here. I'm going into the cave tomorrow night. That's my plan. Keith, I'm curious about this cave business. Put in this forum or send me a Facebook personal inbox. I will be with you all the way. I will not let you down. Peace, love, and live in the light, all my dear friends and Yanavites.